Guys, what is up? We are back making another video on yet another e-bike, and I gotta say right off the bat, before we even get started, this probably is my favorite e-bike to date. Let's get into it. So guys, today I am riding the Macfox X1, and this bike so far, let me just tell you what my first impression was right off the bat when I started riding this thing. The seat is so cushy and so comfortable. Like, I ripped this thing for a while and my butt did not go numb at all. It did not get sore. I felt like I could ride literally all day long and it would be fine. And in a little bit here, I'll pull over and show you why this seat is so comfortable. But again, that was my first impression. My absolute favorite thing with this bike so far is definitely the seat. We're gonna hit the desert a little bit, show you guys some of that footage. And you know, as usual, we'll do a speed test and all the goody stuff, get into it. But yeah, let's get into this ride. Another great thing about this X1 is the simplicity of it. I'll explain a little bit. It only has one gear, so it just has a fixed gear. You don't have to shift through gears on your chain. It's just one, but it does have 3 digital gears, as you can see on the display there. You have low, medium, and high, or you can just turn it off altogether and just pedal. So let's slow down here and turn it off really quick. Just bring the speed all the way down to, we'll shut it off. We got no engine assist at all here, like no battery. So we're just pedaling. Realistically, I'm just gonna pedal comfortably here so I can give you guys an idea of how fast you'd be going if you're just cruising this thing just like a mountain bike. And it's looking like you'll be going anywhere from 10 to 10.5 miles per hour. You can also, as usual, when you turn the gear on, if you pedal, it's now going to pedal assist. So when you have it set on eco, which is the lowest mode, and if you just pedal very lightly, just normal, it's going to take you about 11.5 miles per hour, as you can see. And let's go ahead and bump it up to mid. You can see it kicks up pretty quick. And it's looking like it'll sit us right around 18. I need to slow down around this corner. We'll test it a little more over here. Let's try it again. Let's start pedaling here. And again, I'm just pedaling comfortably, just like we're out on a cruise. But it's looking like about 18 miles per hour for mid. And then I'm probably gonna have to turn around here. Actually, no, we'll turn out on the road here and put it on high so we can see how fast we can get this thing going, pedaling with it on high. So we are up to speed now in the bike lane where it is flat, and I did get it up to 25 miles per hour. So that'll give you a good idea right there. So again, guys, to recap, if you are pedaling by yourself, no pedal assist at all, just pedaling with the engine off, you can get it about 10.5 miles per hour comfortably, maybe 10. If we put it on eco mode, you're gonna get about 11.5. Mid, you're going to get about 18 miles per hour. And then on high, you're gonna get 25 miles per hour. And the cool thing is, if you do not like pedaling, you can just twist throttle it. So let's slow down here. I'm going to put it in this, again, this is just in eco mode with the throttle. Once again, as you can see, it lines up. We're going 11 miles per hour. Let's bump it up to mid with the twist throttle. Give it a little bit of gas here, or battery, whatever you want to call it. That lines up as well as with what we were talking about. That's about 18 miles an hour just underneath it. And I'm actually going to have to turn around if we're going to go high to fully test it out. But this is a long straightaway, so let's test it out really quick. And then when we are pinning it in 3rd gear, which is on high, we are getting 25 miles per hour steady, just cruising. So there's all your speeds for you guys. Gosh, dude, I'd give that a really good rating. That's freaking A+. Some other little specs on the bike you guys may be curious about. Weight capacity is about 325 pounds. The seat height on this bike is 33 inches. So it's a pretty comfortable height for the average person. Guy, girl, kid, either way, you can make it work. It's a very universal seat height in my opinion. And again, guys, it is such a simplistic bike. You have one button over here for your headlight. We'll kind of show you guys that later. And then you have your controls over here. You have a power button and shift up and shift down. That is it. You have nothing else. Very simplistic. The display is not in your way. It's just kind of on the side over here. And I think it's nice. On to a little bit about the battery with this bike. You do have the option, actually, to get a dual battery setup on this thing, which is the long-range version of this bike, which is pretty cool, honestly. I think it's a cool option to have. I have the single battery, so not the long-range, just standard. Which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It gets right around 40 miles on a charge. They claim 38 plus. And with the long range version, you're going to get about 78 plus miles to a charge per their website. So all considered, I mean, the long range is ridiculous, and then just the standard it's standard. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a pretty good distance on a full charge. All right, guys, before we pull over and get into the good old B-roll up close footage to see what we're looking at, I wanted to just take it off-road really quick to see what it feels like. It's kicking up stuff everywhere because these tires are super grippy. Oh gosh. But it is stiff, it is bouncy, so you do have to be careful how fast you're hitting some of this stuff because you will get freaking bounced right off your seat. However, it is made to go all-terrain, like I said, and yeah, it feels great, honestly. I mean, it definitely, you can tell it is capable of ripping off-road. But like I said, take ripping with a grain of salt, because you don't want to go rip this thing with it being a hardtail and not a ton of suspension and bucking you off of it, you know what I mean? So with all that being said, let's pull over and check this thing out. All right, guys, so this is the Macfox X1 right here. You can see right off the bat exactly what I was talking about as why this seat is so comfortable. It's literally like a couch on this bike. It is so cushy, guys. Compared to all the other bikes I had, they had pretty basic bicycle seats, and it just did not work for my butt overall. It was fine, but when I compare it to this, it's not comparable at the end of the day. It does have a fully steel frame, and as you can see here, it is designed in the USA. It has a really good clean look to it. It has a very simple on and off switch on the battery here, your charging port, and a USB port. I'm honestly not sure if you can charge it from that. I have to look into that though. I'm kind of curious what that is. And if you don't have your display on, you can really quick check your battery life with the button right here. Let's see if you guys can see this. I'm still all the way full, green all the way full, red when it's about to die. So that's just a quick way to check where you're at. As you can see, it is one fixed gear. This is the motor back here. Like I said, I believe it is a 500 watt nominal and then 750 watt peak for this motor. So it's got plenty of power for this bike. And as you can see, it is chain driven. I've had a bike or two that are belt driven, but I do like the chain on this one. The tires, I kind of already mentioned it before, but they are big, mainly off-road tires, but very smooth on the street. You can see they are 20-inch by 4-inch wide tires. So they're beefy, and it kind of smoothens out the ride a bit since there's not much suspension on the bike really at all. So a lot of that suspension comes from, thankfully there's a nice seat on it, but also these tires, you only inflate to about 20 PSI, so it keeps it a lot softer. My bike does not have a taillight, but you are welcome to buy one on their website, customize it, and they will have a fully electrical wired taillight in there. And yeah, it would look really nice, but I didn't need it. And if you wanted to go long range, you would have your battery here and then another one mounted up here. So it's completely out of the way, gives it a cool look. And like I said, you can get probably like 80 miles to a charge. It does come with a set of keys that I haven't even taken off yet. That's for security reasons. If you want to pop your battery off right here, if you're going to park your bike somewhere, someone can't full on steal it with the battery. So again, cool security feature. Most e-bikes have it, but it's always worth mentioning. And then these are the mechanical brakes I was talking about. They are very sturdy. The levers look nice, and they actually have grip on the levers, which I really like. It feels really good. All the other levers I've felt on most of my bikes, I don't know, they don't feel as nice as these, and I think it has to do with the grip pad on it. And this is the headlight down here. Let's turn it on so you can see it. It is a very bright headlight. You can't tell right now because it's the light outside, but headlight is super bright, big light. I personally love it. It was a great add-on on the bike. And even when you have the headlight off, every time you're riding, there is a running halo around it, which looks sick. It's a cool little add-on to the bike. So let's hop back on it, get cruising a little bit here. So on top of it, per usual, the handlebars are fully adjustable right down here. Just, you know, loosen your screws. You can scoot these handlebars farther forward, farther back, depending on the rider, and just tighten it back up. So that's always a good option to have. And with this seat, as you saw, guys, I also like the little bar on the back. It's easy to move this thing, pick it up by it. You could almost call it a 12 bar, like on like a Grom or something. With the big seat on here, realistically, with it having a 325 pound weight capacity, you could put 2 people on this bike. I was gonna actually test this out, and me and Lauren were gonna go ride it together. We probably still will, and see how it feels with 2 people on it, because you definitely could throw a second person on this, because the seat it's so big. I mean, it's not like it would be ideal with a second person, but if you had to do it or wanted to do it, you definitely could. And guys, always have to mention, it did come with a manual and all the goodies that come with it to make things easier to put it together. Mine came literally, it had to have been more than 90% assembled. I literally took this thing out the box, and all I had to do was throw the front wheel on and the handlebars, which was so easy. Like, if you know what you're doing with these, you can literally, after unboxing it, have it done in 5 to 10 minutes. And then of course you want to charge it, which is going to fully charge in 5 to 6 hours, which actually is on the low end. I think that's pretty good, honestly. 5 to 6 hours is not bad at all. So we'll do a little more of an off-road test in this gravel road I found here. So this is a little less jumpy off-road. It's more of a gravelly road, and this does a lot better on this. The other one was a little rough. This one is totally doable. I could cruise on that type of road for a long while, no problems. So guys, if you would like to buy your Macfox X1 for yourself, there is a discount code in the description for you to get $100 off. It is $9.99 usually, so $100 off that. And I gotta say guys, for the bike you're getting, you're really just not getting much suspension on it. But if you're not trying to rip this thing, dude, for $9.99 and then $100 off, this is a very good bike for that price range. This is a great bike, and overall, I honestly, with everything in context per usual, I gotta give this thing a 9 out of 10. So thanks for watching the video guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.